You're watching an amazing podcast from an amazing podcast company.
What's up? Welcome everybody, Youngstown Mob Talk. We are live today at Pro Team Auto Sales. Jimmy Naples, Johnny Ceccatelli. What's up everybody? We got some great exciting news for you this week. The Steel Valley Syndicate store is up and running full force. We got brand new designs this week. We got the Boss. We have the Enforcer.
You got a nice pinky ring.
Yeah, so we got some great stuff. So make sure you check that out. And don't forget, if you go on the site, can't figure out what somebody wants, get yourself a Steel Valley Syndicate bribery card. They're on there. You can get anywhere denomination from $10 up to, I believe it's $500. So check it out, and you'll find some great designs there. Thanks to my wife Brandy for designing those great clothes for the Steel Valley Syndicate.
Yeah, and you know we're brought to you, of course, by our sponsors. We got Cut and Toast, premium cigars down there in Struthers, and of course today we're at the home of one of our sponsors, Pro Team Auto Sales, South Avenue in Youngstown. If you're looking for a car, they got some nice classic stuff. They got some others, used cars. Come check them out, guys. Motorcycles, it's pretty cool. We'll hear from the owner here in a little bit. But how you doing, Jim?
I'm doing great. It's been a great week, busy week.
Yeah.
Post of the week, what are you thinking on that? What do we got?
Post of the week, of course, brought to you by our sponsors. Andrea Alicia, she posted the other day, good morning, been hanging out and reading the post and some things. It's a pretty awesome site, she says. My great-grandfather was Felix Manfrino, Big Jim Munsine's nephew, who was killed with him and his partner at the Prime. And this is my Felix, is his great-grandson. The genes run deep in this family, so, you know, a handsome kid there. And it just reminded me, you know, of Felix Manfrino. You know, I'm not sure if you're aware, Jim, but that was Big Jimmy Munsine's nephew.
Okay.
They were killed in the 40s down at the Prime Steakhouse. That's in Warren.
Okay.
You know, it's a big deal. It's really written about. Check out a great book called Welcome to the Jungle Inn. You know, kind of the precursor to the Jungle Inn. Big Jim Munsine was a big gambling figure out in Trumbull County before he and Felix Manfrino got killed. That actually kind of reminds me of our series we're doing right now. We got a show called The Vice Squad, which is coming out soon, guys. We recorded, you know, a bunch of episodes. We're editing those now. We'll have them premiere by the end of the year. But we're doing an entire episode on Big Jim Munsine. So you're gonna want to check that out.
It's gonna be great.
Goes into Felix Manfrino's death. It's actually, you know, the show itself, The Vice Squad, is written by myself, Jim, Vince Guerreri, and Rick Porello, very famous true crime author up in Cleveland. So you're gonna want to pay attention to that show, guys. It's got a lot of stuff from the early days, you know, things from the 20s up. Not all of it's mob. Some of it's some interesting serial killer stuff from back then. You know, the torso murders, and it's really interesting stuff, guys. You know, some famous robberies, just some famous criminals that kind of ran through the Mahoning Valley and from Cleveland to Pittsburgh.
I'm excited, Johnny.
I am too.
I can't wait. You know, we're kind of jumping off of from what Crooked City gave us. You know, your work with Crooked City and Mark. That was great work. People are still talking about it.
Yeah.
You know, and so we thought, why don't we come in off the end of that and really dive deep into some of this and dive deep into some of these characters that were, you know, from Cleveland, Youngstown, Pittsburgh, and just kind of, you know, they all had their hand in this area at some point in time. So it's just, I mean, it's logical for us to take that next step and kind of talk about those guys.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited about it. And man, I hope the Youngstown mob associates are excited too, because this could be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to premiering the show, getting it out there, letting people see it. We got an old kind of noir feel to it. Looks really cool. Can't wait for you guys to check it out. Jim mentioned Crooked City. You know, thank you all for watching Crooked City. Appreciate that. I was a producer on that show. Put a lot of hard work into it. Came out great. So we definitely appreciate everybody checking out Crooked City. You know, that kind of reminds me too. We're at Pro Team Auto Sales here on South Avenue.
Right.
And reminds me because, you know, in Crooked City, we talk a little bit about a car dealership that the mob used back in the 70s, 60s and 70s.
Yep.
Now, this was on Andrews Avenue in Sycamore. It was called Standard Motors.
And if you go there today, you'll find Lou Vari's transmission in that building.
Yeah, that's right. But back then, it was, you know, it was kind of a mob hangout. Stanley Peterson, a crooked wanted FBI agent who became the chief of police of Youngstown. He was always caught hanging around there. Lots of interesting stories. If you check out Crooked City episode 4, you'll actually hear the FBI put a bug in Standard Motors, and they got some guys, you know, on tape there, kind of putting their silencers together, going out for a hit, and they follow them. So check that out. That's episode 4, guys. But yeah, right now, you know, like I said, we're here at Pro Team Auto Sales, South Avenue. You want to get yourself a car, come to Pro Team, and you know, we'll come back, talk to the owner. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good. I'm here with Dominic, and he's going to show us this beauty right behind us. So Dominic, tell us about this beautiful car that you have here.
We got a 1968 Chevelle SS 396 4-speed. It's all original, 50,000 miles.
Why don't you show everybody what's underneath that hood? Wow, that's a beauty. Nice, clean. Whew. This is what the old timers used to drive here back in the 60s. You'd see them guys riding around with the big horsepower and the big meat underneath there. So what else can you tell us? Is this original paint color?
Yes, it's original color.
Okay.
Butternut yellow.
Tops all, looks like tops all original as well too. Wow, you got a beauty here. How many miles on this?
50,000. 50,000.
Awesome, awesome. So, guys, if you want to come down here to Pro Team Auto Sales and pick up this sweet ride, come down and talk to Dominic and the boys, and they will take care of you. They got other things here. If you're looking for a truck, a car, come down here to Pro Team. The boys will take care of you. They're family.
Thank you so much, Dom. Thanks everybody at Pro Team Auto Sales. Remember, if you want to get yourself a car, come down South Avenue, Youngstown, Ohio. It's in the South Avenue corridor. Check them out, guys.
And one last thing, Mob Associates, before we let you go, we wanted to remind you, at Cut and Toast, November 30th, we're going to have another live show. We're going to have a special guest, one of the writers of the Vice Squad, Vince Guerreri, is going to be there. It's going to be fantastic. So make sure that you show up on November 30th at Cut and Toast. That's 160 Lowville Road in Struthers, Ohio. We'll be there. Will you?
All right, guys. Until then, you know, we'll see you next week. Ciao.
That was an amazing podcast from an amazing podcast company. For more, subscribe to our channel at youtube.com/amazingpodcastcompany.